Good morning, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Thank you all for being here. If you'd rise, please, and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wow, what a great crowd we have today. So today's a important day for us. We get to do our Nurses Appreciation Day proclamation. And thank you all for the great work you're doing. So I'd like to start with Commissioner Boyce reading the proclamation, please.
So I did not need these glasses when I started doing this job, but I do now. Thank you guys all for being here. I'm excited to have you. My middle son is gonna be starting his 4th year at George Fox to be a nurse, so he's excited about that. Looking forward to finishing school and coming home and working somewhere in our community, so we're gonna have a nurse in the family and I'm excited about it, so. This is for Nurse Appreciation Week, which is June 1st through 8th of this year. Whereas we recognize that nursing is not merely a vocation, but a calling to selflessly serve others by providing quality, compassionate, and critical health care to patients during routine medical visits, long-term care situations, surgeries, emergencies, and in times of great uncertainty. And whereas nurses make up the largest percentage of America's professional healthcare workforce, nurses work as a part of a healthcare team in a variety of environments, including hospitals, community or public health programs, outpatient care, private medical offices, nursing education, occupational health, nursing homes or care facilities, hospice programs, schools, and local health clinics. And whereas we know that there are approximately 5.2 million registered nurses, 630,000 licensed practical and vocational nurses, and over 385,000 nurse practitioners in the United States. Oregon has over 73,000 RNs, LPNs, and nurse practitioners. Douglas County has approximately 1,487 RNs, LPNs, nurse practitioners, and certified nursing assistants as part of our local healthcare workforce. And whereas we recognize that nurses are invaluable frontline workers and are often the first to see and treat patients in our hospitals, clinics, and doctors' offices, they provide critical support to doctors and patients through medical assessment, treatment, counseling, health education, care plans, and evaluations, as well as help keep our healthcare system running as efficient as possible. And whereas we salute nurses for their steadfast resiliency and their ability to adapt to any situation, endure tremendous stress, work long hours, and manage extreme mental, physical, and emotional exhaustion. And whereas we thank the healthcare community in Douglas County, whose clinics, practices, urgent care facilities, and hospitals partner with patients and healthcare providers to provide the highest quality healthcare services available in order to meet the difficult and emerging needs of our residents. And whereas locally we are proud to have a robust nursing program approved by the Oregon State Board of Nursing at Umpqua Community College. UCC's registered nursing program has graduated over 2,100 highly trained nurses since its inception in 1973. And now therefore, we, the Douglas County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim June 1st through 8th, 2025 as Nurse Appreciation Week in Douglas County and encourage all Douglas County citizens to join us in expressing our sincere gratitude, unyielding support, and utmost respect to our nursing professionals whose contributions and sacrifice to our local workforce is paramount in sustaining a healthy community for all to live, work, and play.
Thank you. Amber, I'm gonna have you sort of introduce and read through some of the information.
Okay.
And then when you're ready to start giving the proclamations, I'll ask Commissioner Kress to come down and do some of that.
All right, so sounds good. So I just wanted to give a little background on nursing. So nursing originated from the early practice of caring for the sick and injured, a role often performed by women within their families or communities. As societies developed, religious orders stepped in to play a significant role in providing care for the sick and injured, with nuns and monks often taking on nursing roles. The modern nursing profession gained prominence in the 18th and 19th centuries with the rise of formal nursing education and the contributions of figures like Florence Nightingale, who standardized the practices and emphasized the importance of a clean environment. Professionally trained nurses hold a unique place in the American healthcare system. As members of the largest healthcare profession, the nation's nurses work in diverse settings and fields and are frontline providers for healthcare services. While most nurses work in acute care settings such as hospitals, nurses' expertise and skills extend well beyond hospital walls. Working independently and with their healthcare professionals, nurses promote the health of individuals, families, and communities. Millions of Americans turn to nurses for delivery of primary healthcare services, healthcare education, and healthcare advice and counseling. Nursing continues to be an indispensable service, and nurses are the critical link in maintaining our entire healthcare system.
Thank you for that. So I know you're gonna recognize a few different groups, and then I'm gonna invite a couple folks up to speak maybe when you get through the list.
So I'm not sure where all of you are from, but I'm happy that you're all here. So let's get started here. So we invited CHI Mercy Medical Center. So if you were with CHI Mercy, please come on up
Oh,
here.
we're just-
And Commissioner Kress will be.
Come on,
So,
Great.
you're with Mercy, and he'll do a certificate, and we'll have Corey take a quick picture of that group.
Dress all right. Good to see you.
Tell them what to do, Corey.
It's all right.
Okay, ready? Take a couple with my phone if that's okay. Okay. Ready, please. Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
We'll have you see, and then we're gonna do a picture at the very end with everybody, so we'll just get through the groups here. So is anybody here from Lower Umpqua Hospital District in Reedsport? Aviva Healthcare. Aviva, please join us. Hi, I gotcha.
Gotcha, how are you?
We have some of you going around the top, okay. Up around the top too.
Somebody wants to be on this side?
There you go. Okay, can I see the ladies in the back?
Wait, no, I want the nurses first.
Not well.
Okay, you guys wanna be like us?
Just tell me where to
We're
go.
coming.
Yeah.
See them all?
Make sure they can see you.
You can't see Corey, she can't see you, so in between.
Yep, I can see him in between. You need to come over just a hair towards Commissioner Boyce.
There you go.
There we go. No, actually, there we go. Stay right there. Perfect. Ready? Couple more. And a couple with my phone. Did you get yours?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, here, anybody here from Umpqua Health?
Hang on a minute,
Okay.
How are you?
I gotta take one here.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, we'll need to do that.
Umpqua Health, I'll go, I'm with Umpqua Health,
Yeah.
that's all right. Is this Umpqua
This
Health?
is one of my nieces.
So no one
Well,
else is,
Umpqua Health,
that's,
if you're
if no one
here.
else is here, that's fine.
That's okay. UCAN Nursing Home Visiting Program.
Ready for the photo again?
Get stuck in here.
I was watching Tommy.
Okay.
there, Umpqua Community College.
You guys want to take a picture?
Circle it up there. Want to take a picture? Or we're good?
I have my phone, it's not very good.
We will share pictures with.
Yeah, we do.
Tamara?
We'll let Chelsea do it.
What's that? You want to do this one?
Ready? Smile. Couple more. Couple on my phone. Phone's just as good as the camera sometimes. Perfect, thank you.
All right, Cow Creek Health and Wellness Center, ADAPT, Integrated Healthcare. What about Evergreen Medical? Douglas County Sheriff's Office Corrections Division, Nursing Division.
As you see me do.
You want a couple?
Okay. Smile. Perfect, thank you.
Did I miss anybody?
Thank you.
Okay, now can I have everybody up here? We're gonna take a group picture with the entire group.
Yeah, some are gonna need to go up on top.
No, sneak in the back.
I never do it. On the outside or the
Tall
outside?
ones up top.
Yeah.
Sorry, both sides, yeah, we're gonna fill in here.
Perfect, sorry, I was trying
This is a
to.
big group.
Yeah, my to be toast.
I should've gone out of the steps.
You know each other?
So short, I didn't
Hey, Russ. Hey, Russ down.
I was so excited to be in the back. Me too. Hey. I'm gonna take to it.
You want one down here or you good?
Get cozy, and if we can't see.
Got more coming?
One more?
Yeah.
Okay. Step on in.
I just am, so. Exercise. Sorry.
I'm in here.
Okay, everyone ready? Smile. Couple more. Let me get with my phone real quick. Yeah. Ready? Smile. Perfect, thank you.
Wanna get one with you and your daughter?
Actual one. Wait till someone from behind you. Okay. Get a couple of my phone as well. Thanks.
All right. I'll keep those up.
I will, thank you. So, like I say, we're gonna have a few people come up and talk. It dawned on me just now that I've reached that magic age where I feel safer in a room full of nurses than with a room full of law enforcement. Sorry, Sheriff. So I would first like to see if anybody from Mercy would like to come up and visit a little bit. Russ or any of your team?
Thank you, commissioners. Well, first, let me introduce Holly Cook as our Chief Nursing Officer. I am not a nurse, but we employ a lot of nurses. Holly is our Chief Nursing Officer and oversees all of nursing practice and function here. We are so grateful for all of the nurses in our community. We, of course, could not do what we do without all of our many nurses. We're the backbone of the hospital and the clinics, and we're able to do the things that we do. So, thank you.
Do you want to say a few words? You're welcome.
My apologies, I'm getting over a cold, so hopefully make it through without coughing too much on you. But I just wanted to call out in the proclamation where you put that nursing is not just a vocation, but more of a calling to serve. I just want to say thank you for the recognition on behalf of nursing. Because I would add to it that I see it as a privilege as well. We get to see people and serve people in our communities that are in some of the scariest times and most challenging times, and we get the opportunity and the privilege to walk that journey with them and to wellness, and really want to thank you again for recognizing the profession of nursing. And I'm just very honored to have such a great group already represented here. It just makes me feel really I like how you said a little safe in a room of nursing, and again, thank you for the proclamation.
Thank you. I didn't see anybody from Lower Umpqua. How about Aviva Health? Would somebody like to?
If the nurses wanna speak.
You're like, who cares, no?
Hi Commissioners, thank you so much for having us today, and thank you for recognizing all the hard work that we put in. Coming back to the community that I was born and raised in has meant the absolute world to me. Aviva Health has given us so much freedom to kind of explore our passions. I came from a hospital where I worked in orthopedics, and now I focus on hepatitis C treatment and management. We're dipping into some other communicable diseases, and who in the world would have thought that that's where nursing would have brought me, but getting to make such a clear difference in my hometown is absolutely incredible. And I know that we all get a lot of flexibility with our jobs, and we get to touch a lot of patients in the best ways possible and support them throughout their life wherever they're at in that moment. And we just really appreciate that our hard work is recognized, because we do love our jobs and we love our passion for our patients.
Thank you. And I happen to know your parents are very proud of you.
Thank you.
Umpqua Health. Was there anybody from Umpqua Health? UCAN Nursing Home Visiting Program. Actually got to do some ride-alongs back in the day when I was a legislator with this program. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for the proclamation. Obviously, we really appreciate it. So for those of you that aren't familiar with public health nursing, the nurse home visiting, this is a program that the county turned over to UCAN, and the county still generously funds and supports. This is a public health program that we go see moms, babies, and kids with special healthcare needs. We serve one of the most vulnerable populations in Douglas County. Majority of our families are low income. A majority of our families need a lot of resources, and we get to go see them in the most vulnerable place that they're in, their home. We get to go see what life is really like and support them and do case management. It's very hard work. It's different nursing. It's not hospital nursing. It's not clinic work, nursing. It's very heavy on the social emotional support needs and the medical case management that we do. And so it's not often a type of nursing that is remembered. So I just want to thank you guys for including us in the proclamation and including us in the invite. And we appreciate being appreciated. Thank you.
Somebody from the community college like to come forward and visit.
Hello, Commissioners. Thank you so much for having us. We have the unique perspective of running the local nursing program. So we're all nurses that work in the program, but we also get to grow the next generation of nurses. It's really cool to look around this room and see how many graduates that I recognize from this program. And I'm sure there's more even that I don't recognize in the time that I've been there. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here, and thank you for recognizing nursing.
Thank you. One of the achievements I was able to help with when I was in Salem was some funding for your new building you're in. So, yeah, that was,
Very exciting.
got that on my list of accomplishments. I'm glad I was able to help with that. Douglas County Sheriff's Office Corrections folks, you guys wanna visit a little bit about some of the challenging work you get to do?
Well,
didn't know I was gonna speak, but thank you for recognizing nurses, and those of us that work at the jail really appreciate being recognized, because we do serve a lot of patients that don't get medical care until they come into the jail, and so I think we have a really under-recognized community as far as healthcare is concerned, so we appreciate this
Thank you. I
recognition.
think oftentimes people mistake the fact that when individuals get in trouble, they get incarcerated. Of course, that's part of punishment, but it's also, in the case for a lot of people, some of the first time they've had healthcare in a very, very long time. So
Yes,
you guys deal with some challenging folks, and you help them. So thank you for doing that.
thank you.
I don't think there was anybody from Cow Creek and Adapt. So that's kind of got us to the end of the list. So anybody else want to speak? I don't want to cut it short. But I do want to, again, thank you all for what you do. Oftentimes, when you deal with the public, some of us are having some of our worst days. We're sick, we're hurt, we're injured, and the compassion and the ability for you just to show up and help is incredible. Again, as I'm getting a little older, I find myself needing services you provide more often, and I'm always grateful that we have those in our community. Commissioner Chris?
Yeah, well, I echo that, but you know, I'm blessed with many things in my life, but one of the things that is kind of that top 10 or whatever is I not only have a daughter as a nurse, but I have a daughter-in-law that's a nurse, and so pretty special, and I'm thankful for all you do.
Commissioner Chris? Or Commissioner Boyce?
I was glad to see and someone in the proclamation, someone mentioned it, the calling. You know, you raise kids and you try to help them identify what their future should look like. And with Alan, it was trying to help him identify his strengths and his, you know, personality and characteristics. And we all in our family feel pretty strongly that nursing was it. So we get that in our family. And I thank you guys for what you do. I recently was in the emergency room with a case of probably that was nothing more than the man flu, but I surely nearly died. And it was, you know, the people that work in there, you guys are top shelf. You deal with folks like Commissioner Freeman said, who are irritable, they're sick, they don't feel well. There's real emergencies happening, like the one that I was experiencing, I'm sure. And people are just not at their best. And you guys have a professionalism and empathy for those folks and know what's best for them. And it's not always what they want, but I admire you and what you do.
Great, well, thank you. Because of the importance of the work you do, we're gonna take a little bit of a break and let you leave if you want. This is a public meeting, so you're welcome to stay and look at all the incredible, difficult work we have to do, but I also understand if you gotta get back to work.
You have a link to our docs.com, cause I can send you one. Okay, all good.
So a son and niece, daughter.
That's pretty cool. Well said. Well, thanks.
We need more nurses and voices area since, you know.
Well, I was waiting for the last time, I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
I think it was fitting that the one of my kids who's the most injury prone, keep him close to the medical facilities if we can.
I'm certainly glad of that.
Okay, we're gonna move on to agenda item number 2, which is a bid opening for the sheriff's office. Sheriff Hanlon, you wanna give us a quick introduction as to what we're doing here?
Yeah, so the bids you have before you are for an update or a remodel of our search and rescue building out at the county shops. It includes a much needed restroom and some other useful space and storage area added to the current building.
Great.
Well, first one I've got is from Jeremy Hunt Building Company LLC.
I didn't bring a knife. Sorry. Your knife's always much sharper than mine.
The bid from Jeremy Hunt Building, the total bid amount is $264,624. $264,624.
Next bid is from S&B James Construction Management, from Medford.
The bid submitted from S&B James Construction, total is $296,901.89. $296,901.89.
Our next and last bid is from AB Hinderley Construction from Lebanon, Oregon.
Total bid cost from AB Hinderley Construction is $293,687. $293,687.
Great. I know Sean's working with you and Brad to look at all this, and you'll get back to us if there's a path forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next agenda item is a timber sale item. I'll invite up wearing his timber management hat, Mark Wall. It's just a quick rundown of what this one is, please.
It's Hudson Slough Timber Sale, number 316. It's approximately a million board feet, located 7 miles up Smith River.
Looks like we have one bid from Scott Timber Company, Dillard, Oregon.
The bid from Scott Timber Company, $445.10 per 1,000 board feet.
Sure you'll evaluate that and let us know if that's something we want to move forward on or not.
Good.
Great, thank you. And then item number 4 is our consent agenda. These are routine items. I would note, one of these items is kind of been more public maybe than most of these. It has to do with the Sheriff's Department's contract with the Oncala. I want to applaud the sheriff for figuring out a way to work with the Oncala in a way that would work for them. So we are agreeing to something a little bit different here, but it does keep the same level of service they had last year. So good job with that, thank you. And I would move to approve the consent agenda.
1 second.
Motion and second, questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, and the motion passes. Agenda item number 5 is citizens' questions or comments. Is there anybody online
Nobody online.
in the room like to come forward? Seeing none, I will move on through the agenda. Agenda item number 6. County Council, this is a board order for a delegation of authority. I think Tiffany, you're gonna do this one?
Yes. Tiffany Podlesnik, County Council. This is a board order delegating authority to Commissioner Tom Kress to sign contracts awarded pursuant to two RFPs. 223, which is the Radio Infrastructure and Improvement Project, the microwave system, and 224, the Radio Infrastructure and Improvement Project for VHF and radio alarm systems.
Move to approve the delegation of authority.
I'll second that.
Just,
Any comments?
I just, wanna say the reason we felt this was necessary was simply because of a timing thing, so we could get, when these come in, we could get them going, because our grant has such a narrow window of time, we can't even wait maybe a week for our meeting, so.
I was gonna mention that there was a condensing of the time frame in which to get this project done.
Dramatic condensing.
Hopefully that'll change, but until then, we've gotta move forward as quickly as possible, so thank you for being willing to do this. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Agenda item number 7 is a land department item, and I'll invite up our land director, Tony Page. Good morning.
Morning, Commissioners. Tony Page, Land Department. What you have before you is a temporary road use agreement permit between Douglas County and the Manulife Investment Management Company, which is formerly Menasha. The permittee, this is for a non-exclusive right to enter upon Knoll Ridge roadway, which is located up the Lower Smith River Road. This is for the purpose of transporting forest products from a nearby forest land owned by Manulife. The permitted use agreement ends on October 31st, 2026.
Move to approve the road use permit.
I'll second.
Motion is second. Did you have any more? I'm sorry.
No, I was just asking if you had questions.
Great. So any comments or questions? Seeing none, I will call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda item number 8 is a Public Works item, and I'll invite up our Public Works Director, Scott Adams.
Good morning, Commissioners. Scott Adams, Public Works. Item number 8 is a resolution to initiate vacation for a portion of the Colonial Road, County Road number 52.
I'll move to approve the resolution.
And I'll second that.
Motion is second. Questions or comments?
Quick one if I might. This simply is, we've realigned that road sometime in the past and with it left part of our old right of way, significantly off the curve that it's on and kind of, you'll see more of these things, I think, in the future. We're gonna have to do more of these because the difficulty of removing some of the vehicles off our right of way becomes, it's becoming pretty tough, and giving them back to the private party when we don't need it on the roadway is a solution to that. So that's what one of this situation is.
Perfect. I have a motion, a second. Any further questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Agenda item number 9 is also a Public Works item. Public Works Director Scott Adams.
Again, Scott Adams, Public Works. Item number 9 is a contract between Douglas County and Henry Logging Inc. to provide miscellaneous road maintenance on an on-call as-needed basis with a term expiration date of May 1st of 2026.
Move to approve the contract.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments?
Just a quick one. It's interesting that we would need for a road contract with a logging company, but they're pretty valuable with excavators picking up the big debris that came down in this last storm. So it's great that we have them. I'm glad that they were willing to do the work.
I think they're valuable in the flood we had. They were valuable during the snowstorm.
Yep.
Having that big equipment that handles sometimes logs is really important. I know you guys have great equipment for dirt and snow, but logs is something different altogether, so.
Yeah, the different assortment of contractors we have available with the use of these contracts makes it valuable when we have emergencies. The logging contractors can move a lot of timber, a lot of debris pretty quickly with their equipment. So it's good to have these guys on.
Well, we've got a motion, a second. Any further questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call a question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Agenda item number 10, likewise is the Public Works Department. Mr. Adams.
Again, Scott Adams, Public Works. Item number 10 is another on-call as-needed basis contract between Douglas County and JRT Construction LLC with an expiration date of June 1st, 2026.
Move to approve the contract.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Agenda item number 11 is a Parks Department item, and this Parks hat on, I'll invite up Mark Wall, the Parks Director.
Good morning, Commissioners. Before you have a general service contract between Douglas County and Pacific Corps. This is providing new electrical service infrastructure to our campground rehabilitation at Stanton Park. It's a 5-year contract, and Pacific Power agrees to invest almost $24,000 in the project, and our commitment is simply to be a customer for the next 5 years of this service.
Move to approve the contract.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Agenda item number 12 is a Parks Department. Mr. Wall.
Yeah, this one is related to the agenda item we just approved. It's a utility easement between Douglas County and Pacific Corps using work order 7241458, allowing access to electrical services for underground overhead facilities at Stanton Park.
Move to approve the easement.
I'll second that.
Motion second. Questions or comments? Now I'll call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Agenda item number 13, Parks Department. Mr. Wall.
This is an intergovernment agreement, IGA 2425-29, between Douglas County and the state of Oregon through the Oregon State Marine Board. It's gonna provide us almost $55,000 with a required match of almost $11,000 to fund repairs of 8 boat ramps that suffered damage during the floods.
Really?
Move to approve the intergovernmental agreement.
Second.
A motion and a second. Questions or comments?
Was the amount of the damage estimated at 5459, or is that just what
I
the grant was?
quantified it all and through a combination of cash and force account and 75% match. We'll go fix all the flood damage and take care of some deferred maintenance while we're at those boat ramps.
Yeah, and you know, one more quick comment, you know, I don't know that Mark's ever been the winner before, but I think he has the most agenda items here.
Yeah, he's doing good. I do put a couple different hats on, but any other questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll call the question. Commissioner Boyce?
Aye.
Commissioner Kress?
Aye.
Chair votes aye and the motion passes. Thank you. Agenda item number 14 is Commissioner comments. Commissioner Boyce.
Just real quick, we had within the last few days, ODF and W announced proposed closure of the fall Chinook season on the Umpqua River. And they have a meeting coming up in Pendleton to talk about that. I'm going to go to that meeting and testify. There were some things about the process that they used to make that decision that we believe weren't considered, including the impact on the local economy and the businesses, so we'll go over there and testify on that, and I'm sure people are gonna be wondering what, if anything, we're doing about it, so.
Thank you for being on top of that. Anything else? Commissioner Kress.
No, but I would like to say thank you to Commissioner Boyce for doing that, because that's important work. We gotta keep our eye on the ball on some of these things that just slide by us. And I know that our constituents are expecting us to pay attention to them, so I'm glad you're doing that. I appreciate it.
Well, certainly, the industry of fishing and recreation around fishing is a important part of what goes on in the county, and specifically for us with our facilities over at the coast, it's really important. But, you know, the businesses here rely on that traffic, and the guides rely on those, you know, those days out there fishing to pay their bills. So hopefully the folks you go visit with will listen. I once went all the way over to Baker to testify in front of that commission. So you're a little closer. So
we're experiencing a lot of cancellations for RV reservations in our facilities at the coast already because of that announcement.
it's interesting, you're gonna be in Pendleton talking about the Umpqua River. I was in Baker talking about the Marlboro Murrelet.
Mm.
It couldn't be any further away in Oregon than that from where the bird was, but that's just sort of how their meetings line up sometimes, so.
Well, if you think about it, we just approved agenda item to fix our boat ramps.
Yeah.
Spend 55 of the people that mostly use it are the ones that are fishing it, you know.
They certainly do, yeah. Right, I have nothing, anything else from the other commissioners?
Nope.
Seeing none, I'll adjourn the meeting, thank you for being here.